Good evening. This is tonight's news.
Massage therapists are accusing Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker of sexually inappropriate behavior, including one woman who said he left what she believed to be ejaculate on the massage table. Tucker, considered the most accurate kicker in the NFL, said if that was his ejaculate, it would have landed between her tits where he aimed it.
Very nice. Tragically, Mighty Ducks star Shaun Weiss's girlfriend has suffered a miscarriage. The couple said it's the first miscarriage they've had to deal with since the Mighty Ducks 3.
Tragic news.
Tragic.
So wrong.
All right. A new documentary on Hamas reveals they have morality checks, where they execute fellow terrorists accused of having homosexual relations. But don't worry, college protesters. They'll think you're cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
And I am Derek Richards, in for quarter Black Garrett, who is securing the border.
That's right.
Yes. So brave.
He's watching the Canadian border for us.
Yes, he is.
And joining us as always,
The amazing Angela.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm
program.
great. Thank you. I think you're amazing.
Thank you. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so
I
much.
had to say something nice before we start this. I'm going to get mean.
Before you.
Before things go
I don't
off the
know.
rails.
Better mic.
I appreciate your honesty, at least.
Hey,
Yep, see?
What?
It's because Dad has got the boss seat.
See?
Well, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. We also want to thank you for tongue jacking that subscribe button.
And comment. And tell us what you're drinking.
What are you drinking?
And where are you watching us?
And where are you watching from? Let's do that.
yes. Also,
What do you
buy our
drink?
merch.
Yes, the merch page is awesome.
It is, yeah.
That was so cool.
Shop.blazemedia.com.
Yeah, they got some really cool stuff on there with the sweatshirts, the shirts, mugs,
Hoodies.
couple different caps. Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
put the link in the description, too. So if you would like to check it out, link is there.
Ball caps.
Yeah, every time for like the longest time, all the comments I was reading, like, "Where's your merch? Where's your merch? Where's the merch?" You know, whenever I look at the show, and it's cool.
I used to call condoms ball caps. Then I realized I was putting them on wrong. True.
How many women did you get pregnant like that?
Oh, at least 6.
Ugh.
This one girl from the Mighty Anyway.
Oh, no.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't in it.
She didn't get pregnant.
No. Come on. Well, halfway there. Anyway, welcome to tonight's program. Also, let's do a little pimping. I got to tell you guys, because it's important.
Yes.
February 19th, Irvine, California. Come out to the show. February 20th, Oxnard, California. Come out to the show. February 23rd, Ontario, California. Come out to the show. Next week, I'm in the Florida Keys. And this weekend, then, I'm at Fort Worth at Hyenas. So come out to those shows. But yeah, come on, California. Come out. I know there's been some stuff there that's kept you a little frightened, but come out to the show.
I'll laugh. You never go to California, I feel like.
No.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity.
I haven't
Usually
been
in Vegas, but
Yeah, I'll
as far
be in
as
Vegas
California
the week
goes,
after.
the week after you'll be in Vegas over at Black Garrett's.
I haven't been in Cali in 3 years. Last time Irvine was sold out. So come on.
That was 3 years you were out there? Damn.
That's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, time moves fast when you're flailing. So anyway, where can we find you?
You're so sad. I'm going to be at Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase coming up this week, February 6, 7, and 8. And then at Zany's Comedy Club in downtown Chicago on Wells Street on Monday, February the 10th. And then I will be in Lincoln City, Oregon, Chinook Winds Casino, February 14th and 15th. DerekRichards.com is my website. And my special, All In, recorded live at Black Garrett's Comedy Club in Las Vegas, is available on the Blaze app, courtesy
Great
Oh,
of
special,
the folks, of you amazing people. So.
And Angela?
Hi, I have a YouTube channel called Angela Does Horror, where I review horror movies. I'm going to have a Valentine video out probably this weekend, leading into next week. So check that out.
Is it ranking your favorite Valentine's Day horror movie?
Well, it's a couple of suggestions for Valentine's horror movies, and I'm going to be reviewing the new Hard Eyes movie that hasn't come out yet.
Is one of them Valentine's Day?
No.
Right.
But it should be.
My Bloody
It's
Valentine?
You'd assume.
Yeah, it is.
How about
My Bloody
how about,
Valentine and Valentine from 2001.
How about 12 Years a Slave? No?
That one's pretty romantic.
That one's not a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
not a comedy for sure.
No, I'm not. You know what? We're not going to go down this road. So, all right. Welcome to the show. I've been in enough trouble in my life, and I'd like to keep my black friend who wasn't killed by the Moderna shot. Today, autist and in chief Elon Musk has been leading efforts to significantly reform or potentially dismantle the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, with its $50 billion budget that surpasses the budgets of the CIA and State Department combined, is ostensibly crucial for providing humanitarian aid worldwide, including health programs, disaster response, and developmental projects. However, Africans, for example, are now... See, good we didn't do that. Africans, for example, are now making videos praising Musk and Trump's dismantling of the agency, giving firsthand accounts of how their money never actually reaches regular people.
Yes, I support the lady. Trump should cut everything completely. He shouldn't even make it 99, 90 whatever days. He should cut it completely. We don't need it. It rather goes to other individuals, but not us. Please, he should cut it completely.
That's my Uber driver.
Uber or Lyft. There's no way. Both of us. Welcome to Dallas. Where are you from? I always love doing that. And they're like, here. And I'm like, you're not from.
What's your name? Brandon? Is it now?
I'm going to put a net on you.
Mm-hmm.
USAID has been implicated in providing funding to many foreign and domestic corporate media outlets, including BBC, NPR, PBS, CNN, NBC, Politico, and Forbes, as well as several controversial programs aboard. Some of the controversial spending items uncovered by Doge included, which some of these were mentioned yesterday, $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces and businesses. Yes, the melting pot that is Serbia. Yeah. $70,000 for a DEI musical in Ireland. $47,000 for a transgender rock opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru, $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million for tourism in Egypt. That's the place where everybody goes. Like, where else are you gonna?
Yeah, right.
That's the part where you go. You're like, I want to see the triangles.
$6 million for tourism in Egypt.
Yes,
I didn't see that yesterday. Okay.
And $20 million for a Sesame Street workshop in Iraq.
Is that real? No.
Look, I don't know. You can fact check it.
These other ones sound fake too.
I know they all sound fake, but they're real.
The Sesame Street workshop in Iraq is hysterical.
Well, think about. Well, you know what?
Sounds like a Monty Python movie.
I think it's a real movie. I think it's a real thing.
It should be.
Well, you got to teach the kids about Sesame Street.
Sure.
Why Grover's all grouchy.
Bert and Ernie.
Because he's in a trash can and it's 120 degrees outside.
And why did Ernie get hung in the town square? Because he ratted out the local terrorist leader.
Yeah, well, why Bert was killed execution style and just beheaded. Rubber ducky, and then just they come in.
Done.
Saw their heads off.
Gone.
Oh, man. It's because they kill gays. All right, that brings us to tonight's Half-Ass Top 10. Thank you.
I like the kicker.
Right now, the top 10 most questionable USAID programs. Advancing DEI in Haiti.
Number 9, male to female transition surgeries on the island from Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's a good one. 8, vaccinating Angola from Pac-Man fever.
There you go. Feeding and clothing Antarctica.
Number 6, the LGBTQ comic book Super Them and Open Wound Person.
Number 5, tourism to La La Land.
Ooh.
Tasty.
An escape ship for the elites to abandon the planet when they leave us all for dead.
That's probably right. Number 3, fake IDs for Super Bowl human trafficking.
That's correct.
Number 2, equity and fairness in killing millions of civilians in the Middle East.
And number 1, making COVID-19.
Ho!
And that's been Half-Ass Top 10.
Ow.
What is real is $6 million for tourism in Egypt, and what is real is $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. So this is money that, of course, may be a drop in the bucket. But if you look at any American family that could use the help and aid, this is what we've been spending money on. Taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Your money goes to letting people know about Egypt.
Get the word out.
It's so hidden.
Because nobody knows about it.
No one's aware of the pyramids or the sphinxes or none of that stuff. No, not at all.
They think it's on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, I saw the Luxor from that pyramid's got a real bright light on top of it.
Who doesn't know about Egypt? Like, it's not the advertising. It's the fact that you're spending everybody's money on this stuff. They can't afford to take a vacation to Egypt.
I've never seen an Egypt tourism vacation promo.
No, I've never turned on the TV and they've been like, "Do you want to go to Egypt?" I've never even seen anybody win a trip to Egypt on Price is Right.
No.
It's true.
Yeah. No. And they're getting worse.
The prizes are Egypt.
Yeah. No,
the prizes?
The prizes.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No, not lately.
Oh, it's not getting good.
It's been a while.
You get round trip coach to St.
Newark.
Paul, Minnesota.
What's that jacked up amusement park in New Jersey?
Which
Class
one?
Action
One
Park?
where
Class Action Park.
Class Action Park.
Action Park.
Action Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's like screws sticking out of the slides.
Oh, I've been there with my cousins.
You were talking about that.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
Yeah.
You can ride around on pedal boats that feel like razors.
Jesus.
You get your skin ripped off going down a slide.
Right. New Jersey.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's pretty
God.
good. I think it's still open. Even after the documentary, I think people are still going to Action Park.
Well, you just got to go see it now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've tried to repair it. I'm sure they've sanded down some of the razor paddles that have taken off little girls' hair. It's such a shit.
Just divots of skin.
They changed the name of it to Mountain Creek Water Park.
Oh, how nice! They're like, guys,
really?
They made a documentary. So
Quit
they
making
switched
puns.
It.
It's like changing East Detroit to East Point.
That was cute.
They're like, hey, you know what? It's got a bad name. It's got a bad image. We don't want to have it tagged to Detroit, so we just call it East Point.
Right. Even though it's East Detroit,
Yes.
like we really want our insurance rates to go down.
And all the insurance companies went, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, where's your address still? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
No. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
$6 million for tourism in Egypt. Cairo is a dump.
Have you been?
Yeah, we did a military tour there a few years ago.
Oh, really?
And it is, I mean, you want to talk about an area that just does not care about pollution, anything at all. There is no emissions on any cars. It's ridiculous.
Seriously?
I mean, outside the hotel, like the sky is just orange, just a haze. And it's disgusting. And then we were invited to go on this little riverboat cruise on the Nile.
New Jersey's calling me.
Isn't New Jersey calling you right
Let's
now?
see who it
They're
is.
mad about what you said.
Hello?
Hey, Davey, how you doing, brother?
I'm great. Who's this?
That's great. My name is Fabrizio. I'm calling from Premium. Hey, I was calling about the FBA 7A. Have you heard of it before?
I'm sorry?
The FBA 7A. It's a 10-year deal, monthly payment at 10% rate. And just like the EIDL or the PPP during COVID, did you took one of us in the past?
Yes, my mother and father died of COVID.
No, but I'm sorry about that, but I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm talking about the EIDL or PPP.
The ADL?
Those loans?
No, my brother died of PCP.
10%. But yeah, stop BSing, bro.
No, you called me.
Yeah, but I'm trying to call something professional.
But you're very professional. I think you're very professional. You shouldn't put yourself down.
Come on, brother.
Come on.
Tell me to hang around for the post-call survey.
Sorry, Sorry, I just like telemarketers.
My husband has the best time messing with them.
Oh, every time.
Oh my God, they're
The
great.
number of things that I write to in the text ones where they're like, what do you need for your business? I'm always like, I don't know, pretty much a van and a windowless van, candy,
And a puppy.
a sign that says puppies. And then I'll be like, 17 grenades, a rocket launcher. I need $1 million cash and 3 kilos of cocaine. But even like this guy, like, I'm trying to call somebody professional. No, you're not. You're trying to scam somebody out of money, you piece of shit. I hope you fucking die today. Like, you're hoping that I'm 87 and you can somehow ruin my life. That's who you're calling right now.
Oh, those
Because every business is on a list.
absolute garbage.
Oh, man, I hope he... Oh, anyway.
That was fun.
I know. I just like to pick him up every now and then. I hate it. What does your husband do?
Oh, he'll just like do different voices and stuff and pretend like he's like, he'll do different like languages and stuff. And I don't know. I can't think of an example right now, but he's always messing with
A
them.
buddy of mine from Ireland will take the phone calls in the car and put them on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because they're trying to sell him Viagra or Cialis or Levitra.
I feel like that's a person. Okay.
And he's like, he's like, God, yeah, of course. Only if I can use it on your mom first. And the guy's like, excuse me, my mother? Why do you talk about my mother? No, I want to go ahead and try out this Viagra on your mom. And he just augers in
Yeah.
and just tries to see how long they can stay on the
I
phone.
don't have my penis anymore. What am I going to do with it? Tell me. Yeah, I hate these people.
They're the worst.
I went to a place, I got a job when I was 16 and I realized it was telemarketing. And then I went for one day, everybody hung up on me. It was a thing called selling Rust-Oleum.
What?
Yeah, it was Rust-Oleum for your car. So we had all these leads, right?
All right.
And it's like the leads. You got to get the good leads. And I called up and I'd be like, hey, did you just buy a new car from whatever Chevrolet? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so you want to get a rust inhibitor package for your automobile. And they're like, why would my new car rust? I just bought it. And I'm like, well, it doesn't have the rust sealant on it. They're like, who did you get the name from? I'm like, your dealer? I didn't know what to say. I'm a kid. And he's like, I'm going to call the dealer. He sold me a car that's going to rust. I'm like, not if you get this package. And then
How old were you?
like 16, maybe 17. Everybody hung up on me. The next day I came in, I realized everybody that worked there had the same clothes on, and I just walked home. I was like, this is a nightmare.
How did you find out about this job?
It was just in the Detroit News,
All
like
right.
one of the sections.
Classifieds or
I
whatever.
always would. That's how I got every job. Was a classified section.
Right.
But it was right down the street from. It was in Harper Woods, and it was next to a liquor store. And the place, I don't know, it was probably some kind of Ponzi.
Right.
If I felt like being a trader, a day trader.
Yeah.
Or something. If I would have watched
Shifty Day.
Yeah, Shifty Dave. If
Shifty
he
Dave.
decided to run a boiler room, I bet I could have done some real damage back then.
I had a friend that went and did that. He showed up for a gig that was it was telemarketing, and it was done in somebody's garage. And they had just converted the garage into these. They had all these desks lined up against the wall.
Hey, that's how Microsoft started, Derek.
And he's like, right?
Exactly.
Not everything ends.
How could this be
Not
bad?
everything possibly ends like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So he shows up there for like 3 days.
No,
and
there's only
everybody's-
one good thing that came out of a garage, is what she's saying. there's bands and Microsoft, and that's it.
That's it. But he shows up one day. He's been there 3 days, and he's going to go there on the next day to get paid. And he shows up, and I mean, the garage is gutted, emptied. Desks are gone. They're all there were just phone jacks on the wall with some wires hanging out. Nothing. House was empty. Everything. Like
What
literally
happened?
overnight gone.
Really?
Was it a scam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just a boiler room, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like I said. It was
I
somebody's.
know that
house.
because I watched the movie Boiler Room.
You're good like that.
What's the shiftiest job you've ever had then? Shifty Angela.
Ooh. Butter's work.
What is it?
Butter's work.
What's Butter's work?
It's what I used
Sounds
to do
like
at my
a-
old job.
Sounds like a guy who's like, I'm
Right.
Daniel's Butterwork.
No, probably the Potato Shack. Shifty stuff happened there all the time.
The Potato Shack.
Yeah, when I was in college, I worked at a place called the Potato Shack, And my boss used to take me and my roommate out on like late night boat trips.
So you
What?
got a perverted manager.
Yeah.
That's not shocking.
No.
But boat trips?
Yeah. And me and my
I feel like you lead people on. I'm going to be honest with
What?
you.
The Potato
You
Shack?
went on a boat trip.
Yeah, we were going to go wakeboarding at night.
At night.
Oh, at night.
That
sure.
sounds safe.
Yeah.
All
Makes
right.
sense. And this was on what body of water?
Lake Bryan in College Station.
That's what he called his bathtub.
That's what he called his inflatable pool in the backyard.
Welcome to Lake Bryan.
Like Brian.
I'm sure I probably used to. I'm very flirtatious
You are.
anyway. So
Real problem.
Was it Potato
it's a real
Shack?
problem around here.
I mean, was it like Hooters with potatoes?
No.
Instead of chicken wings, it was
No.
potatoes? All right.
No,
They had to
it's
put him in their shirt.
That's how we heated them up.
They just look like bad Betty.
We just go,
look like
"Bah."
bad Betty Ford
Yeah.
exhibits with a couple of yams stuck in there.
What kind of potato you want? Sweet? You want
That's a little redskin masher. Yes.
Oh.
22 minutes in, the alert came
red
out.
skin? Like a red skin mash. All right, just mashing them. You want sour cream?
You don't want to know how we get the sour cream.
That's how you sell the sour cream.
We're going to Lake Raphael. Was he pervy to all the girls? He's like, we're going to make this Lake Bryan into Lake Sarah pretty soon.
Lake Angela.
Yeah, we convinced him one time to take all his clothes off and get in the water because we told him, if you do it, we'll do it. We'll get naked too.
Of course.
And he did, and we didn't.
What
We
a
drove the
moron.
boat away.
Of course.
Did you really?
We got him in the water, naked. We drove the boat away with
took his
clothes.
boat.
Yes, his boat.
And he runs a potato shack.
Yeah.
You're with two girls who tell you to get naked and jump in the water. There's only one way that ends.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like he's Rick Moranis.
That's fantastic.
If you're watching, hi, Craig.
He's just angry at his house. He's like, Lake Bryan's a place.
Just pissed off. What?
He's actually general manager of all potato shacks now.
Wow.
He's like, I got a 4-bedroom. You didn't even know.
Well, he was the manager at Four Potato Shacks.
Yeah, now they're calling him. Done. They're like, what? You take people out on your boat?
So what
By the
happened?
way, how'd you get a boat? How much money were you embezzling from us?
Right? On Potato Shack manager money? You got a
You're a
boat?
thief. Who gave you a boat? What kind of
An
boat
animal-
was it?
Yeah.
It was just like a small wakeboarding speedboat.
Like a Sea-Doo?
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I mean, so you take the boat, you leave him in the water.
Well, yeah,
naked.
we left him there for like 20 minutes, and we came back and got him.
Okay.
enough to really question if he was going to make it.
Enough to get to shore, and then we went.
And then you
So you actually get to
decided.
shore, and then, like, what do you talk the other one into going back and getting them?
Yeah, we were like, we gotta go back. And
I always picture
You were going to
those-
leave him there.
we were.
Those always end though. Like you hear those stories where it always ends where like you go back, but you don't really know how to drive a boat, so then you hit the guy, and then you have to have stories.
That would be, yes. That would be a much
Yeah.
better story, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would have been, but I'm
But she's not going to tell us the second half.
not gonna tell you the truth.
All right.
He's not watching.
No,
It's
no,
funny, though.
No, trust me.
I mean, he had to be pissed.
He might be looking up from somewhere.
I think he just felt stupid. Got back in the boat. Was like, yeah,
Of course he did.
How was the next day at work?
funny.
Well,
Funny?
He wasn't mad.
he had a cold lake water penis and had to get back in the boat.
True.
And he was scared.
Yeah. He's scared naked.
Dude, the only way that you would do that is if the women went in first and then you went in and you stayed close to the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was drinking though, so it was very easy to convince him.
Yeah, you can do a lot when people are drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
guys are stupid.
Yes, we are.
And we only think with one thing.
Not
Our
anymore,
brains.
though. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Our little potato brains.
Potato Shack.
The Potato Shack manager with a boat. Again, that right there is sketch enough.
Yeah, I don't care if it was just a little boat. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guy's a thief.
How old were you?
Probably.
How old were you guys?
18, 19.
Okay.
Oh, so he was taking you out to underage drink on
Yeah.
his boat. How
Yeah.
old was he?
His daughter was about our age, so it's 40s.
Oh, my God.
See? I knew it. Well, that's fair.
Sure.
Well, let's get into that. We read the news like it's what we want to talk about, but it's not.
Just an entree to inappropriate conversations.
It really
I think
is.
that's how we actually structure the show.
You know what? Yes. I think that is.
How can this lead into Angela's Potato Shack
Misadventure.
manager
I would have gone out on the
in
boat.
naked and late?
Yeah. Nothing crazy ever happened.
No,
Except
no.
for, you know, that.
What it is to you, nothing crazy ever happened. To other people, they would look at that and go, oh my God, that's so mentally damaging.
Yes.
That a 40-year-old man would bring you out on a boat.
Take you on a boat at 18.
Yeah.
To me, it's
Drink
not
it.
crazy because I already knew the age of the guy before I asked.
I didn't see the fact that the daughter was as old as you.
Yeah, she also worked there.
Did she come out with you guys?
No.
That
Oh,
would have
no.
made it even weirder.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he brings his daughter. That's not his plan.
Like,
His plan is to have a threesome on a skidoo. But instead, he's almost drowning.
with a trout nipping at his taint.
He's drunk in the waters,
Drunk in the water, 2 a.m. at a make-believe lake.
saying Hail Marys over and over again.
Hearing a 9 horsepower engine just whirring off into the distance. Just
Yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, maybe we convinced him to never try to do that again, but probably not.
You might have.
Maybe.
Yeah, after 10 minutes, he was probably like, guys.
He was
Come
not
on back.
he was not an in shape person either. Like he had to be treading water
No,
for a
no.
while.
There's no way you'd be an in-shape person.
was he yelling at you guys? I mean, could you hear him yelling?
Not over the boat.
Okay.
I'm sure he was.
That's the good thing about a boat is you don't have to hear the cries. It's called the Scott Peter justification.
Yeah, we pulled a
Peterson
real
justification.
Robert Wagner on that one.
Yeah. As long as Natalie Woods doesn't come back with us,
Yeah.
we're good. You did a reverse Wagner where the two women took out
We
the
were
guy.
walking in Wagner and he was bobbing in the water like Natalie Wood.
Between the engine and the cans of Coors Light popping, we couldn't even hear him scream.
Creeps like that deserve it, though.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, every job I've had that was probably restaurant related in that sense was always a creepy manager
Oh yeah.
who always hit on every waitress there. And it was always weird.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
And that
young.
job was weirder than Hooters. I worked at Hooters too, and I wouldn't even say that that was the weirdest place.
But you had to deal with pervs there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
That
the
guy,
time.
Every day.
Did you get daily the same guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, several. Most of them were the same guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Every day they
Wow.
would come. Yeah.
But it's just chicken wings. It's not like a sex store.
No, but have you seen that South Park where the girls are like, they all think that they're like in a relationship with the girls that work there? Like
Yes.
Butters thinks the raisin girl is his girlfriend. It is like that. It's for female attention where the females feel like they have to give you attention.
Right.
So that's what it's for.
Yeah.
But that was like DJing at the strip club. And I'd see guys come in there all the time. Same dudes.
Yeah, they think they're like friends and
Yeah, like,
What's
oh, the
up with
stripper
you?
likes me. Yeah. And the girls would sit there and talk with them for a little bit, and they'd make, $20, $40, do a lap dance, and then move on.
Yeah. It's like when I used to strip, but I'd wear a bear head.
That's so hot.
Yeah. I guess some people recorded it and they're all over the internet now. But I made some money.
The time you took
covered in
those,
honey.
you took those two girls out on Lake Bryan.
Honey the Love Bunny.
your bear
that's what
head?
They called me.
We're
What's
going
that?
out on Lake Dave.
Went out on Lake Dave with your bear head.
How does that thing never get empty? That's what they would say. He's always up for round 2.
That kegger never
Filled
dries
with
out.
that teddy bear goo.
Oof.
All right. I was a rhyming bear.
You were a rhyming bear.
In serious news, as Elon cut through the halls of Washington like a boy with Asperger's wielding a toy lightsaber. Boy, Matt really hates himself in this writing today.
I know, right?
The people we knew.
It's the first thing I thought of.
Everything starts with autism. Okay, so as Elon cut through the halls of Washington like a boy with Asperger's wielding a toy lightsaber, the people we knew were wasting our money decided to get really angry that we got to find out how they were wasting it. One former bartender called the billionaire who lands rockets backwards unintelligent. Let's
This
take a look.
dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV.
This coming from the Ruby Tuesday bartender who was blowing waiters by the dumpster.
That's correct.
Okay.
This one who used to work for Potato Shack. I'm kidding. I used to work. Oh, I saw that. You started again.
No.
You started again.
I did.
I'm not going to leave her alone. Don't you tell me in my headphones to leave her alone. I actually want what's best for her.
Oh, no, I got to go back on the medication. I stopped taking it.
You need to go back on the try.
Can we have this conversation after the show?
Yes, we can.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever.
Billionaire, yeah.
You can always reset any conversation with an AOC.
He's going to cut it out. I know it.
I'm not.
Listen, we'll go out on Lake Dave.
Okay.
We'll bring Derek. We'll leave him for dead.
This'll end well.
We'll leave him in a potato sack. All right. While other Democrats and Washington bureaucrats held nobody-elected Elon rallies in a monumental display of irony and lack of self-awareness, here's a highlight.
Every movement needs a scrappy little dyke, and I am that person!
Every movement needs a scrappy little dyke.
Yep, that's what you said.
No, every softball team needs a scrappy little dyke.
Well, that's
shortstop.
For sure. You do.
You got to be mobile.
Every Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you need. You gotta switch it up. New York Senator and go ahead, you read it. You read this one. I've read them all.
New York Senator and desecrated corpse led Democrats in a "We Will Win" chant, the equivalent of giving your coach a Gatorade bath at his funeral. Take a look.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We will.
Crowd really
win.
looks like they believe that.
Oh yeah.
We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
I thought he was just gonna switch to "We won't win."
I would have thought
I
that.
take it back. No one's joining me. Beer tax sales are up.
The
Here's an avocado.
I know, right? Well, the awkwardness of everybody in the background is what's cracking me up. You just see people, they're on board with the "We Will Win" for like the first couple chants, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's going to keep going.
Like, I thought, oh, this is very cringy and awkward. Let's watch it again.
Yeah. That's great.
Look at it. It's more for everyone in the
We
background.
won't rest. We won't.
You know
rest.
somebody's enthusiastic when they're clapping the back of their hand slowly.
Somebody's got their cane up.
Yes.
Going,
That guy actually rhymes.
We will win. We will win. We will.
Looks like he's got a putter.
Yeah. Yeah, he just won the golden putter. He's like, I just want to make my speech.
He's like, I want to just hit Chuck Schumer in the face with this right now. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, good for you, Chuck. You made a big splash.
He is such a douche.
big week for Chuck.
He isn't it? Yeah. He's really getting a lot of face time, which is important because people want to look at his face.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just to feel better about their own.
Exactly. They
The
just
bottom of Lake Bryan.
Nothing
I
make-
want to see his. Jesus.
Not even Lake Bryan wants that face. NPCs also took to the streets this weekend, swapping out their Palestine current thing chip for a Mexico one. So what this is protesters burning American flags to express their reluctance to leave America. And now they're waving Mexican flags because they don't want to go back there.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
They now hate the United States.
Right.
They were totally cool with the United States
But they want to stay here.
right up until 2 weeks ago.
They hate it so much they don't want to leave.
They're going to burn the flags.
Correct.
But yeah, they don't want to go back to Mexico.
Correct. But they're waving it because that's where they are from.
Yeah, okay. All right, just checking.
Okay. They also blocked a Los Angeles Freeway 101, shaving about 15 minutes off the average commute. Look at that.
It's really moving. It's moving faster than
That's
that.
honestly faster than I've
It is.
ever driven on the 101.
I'm sure of that.
It's very convenient. Oh,
There
man.
wasn't one person just hit the gas and just ran a bunch of them over.
I know. Well, I don't think you should do that.
I mean, you shouldn't, but
I am surprised.
people do
People ruin parades these days.
all the time.
And I love a parade.
Who doesn't? Parades are
I hate
delightful.
parades.
You hate parades?
Yeah.
Do you?
Why do you keep giving me tickets to parades?
Because I don't want to go to
Because she
them.
doesn't want to go to the parade.
Because it seemed like your people.
I thought, I like parades.
The bondage. Yeah. Bondage
bondage.
parade.
We were in New York. Do you remember the gay parade?
Oh, yeah.
The
And that was-
Folsom Street. one?
I guess so, but it was a lot. Like I don't know. It was I don't care what people do, but it was a lot to just see a lot of cocks out.
This was that night we went to go see Springsteen.
Yeah, it doesn't make us sound like we're hetero watching
You guys have-
Springsteen on Broadway. I know it doesn't, gay woman in the booth who just said that in my ear.
Yeah, we literally were walking across right in Manhattan, and we were going from your studios, and we got a bite to eat, and then we're going to the theater.
And we saw Springsteen in the small theater.
Yeah.
And then, because it was like dirt cheap, we waited for the last second to get cheap tickets.
Mm-hmm. Which were still ridiculous.
Insanely expensive, and I no longer like him. Anyway, so then we left there, and there was a parade
Wow.
of mostly men dressed very jazzy. And then now we're going to really look gay because we ate ice cream.
Get ice cream.
We were eating.
Did you share a
we,
cone?
we did. You'd assume.
No, we did. Well, the fun thing was we leave the concert, and it was an amazing show. I mean, politics aside, it was a
Yeah,
fantastic
he puts
show.
on a good show.
And it was just him with a guitar telling a story, and then
Yeah,
about
it
his
was
wife.
fantastic. So we leave, and we're standing right across from the theater, and there's no like tunnel into the theater where he can load up into his SUV and take off. He literally needs to walk out of the theater, little side entrance. He walks out there, stands on the running boards of this SUV, and just waves at everybody. It's like right across the street from us.
Okay.
And we're like, this is about as close to rock and roll royalty as you're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you really are. And so Dave and I are looking at each other. We wave at Springsteen. He drives off, and Dave looks at me and goes, "You want to get some ice cream?"
I like ice cream.
And I went, "Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah.
So I told this to a mutual friend of ours, and he goes, "Would you homos do get in a cart and go around Central Park afterwards?"
One of the horse carts.
Which the answer was yes.
Yeah.
But now we're both eating big cones of ice cream, walking with a gay parade. Because we didn't notice the parade at first. So it's just like dude with like chains and their nipples and dicks out. Because usually it's guys. You don't see a
Yeah.
lot of lesbians at these things.
Yeah, lesbian parades I haven't seen as many.
No, it's just dudes wearing like strap-ons as unicorn horns and stuff, and we're just sitting there licking our ice creams, walking back to the hotel in New York.
Trying to avoid getting a hard on.
Yep.
Staring at these guys.
Yes, just staring at what I really want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a very heterosexual date we spent in Manhattan, the birthplace of AIDS in America. Just what
I guarantee you, in the comments, everybody's writing, "Yeah, sure, you went to see Springsteen. It was Hamilton."
yeah, no, it wasn't. They can look it up all they want. It was Springsteen.
It was Springsteen at the
I would have gone to
at the
see
Walter Kerr Theater.
I saw plays all the time there. I have no. I don't care what people think about that.
Yeah.
Plays are good.
Ain't Too Proud to Beg About the Temptations is one of my favorites. I saw the Book of Mormon 3 times.
Book of Mormon is amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I got no shame in my game when it comes to that.
I know.
It was so funny. When we saw Book of Mormon, it was like the first year it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it in Houston, and there were all there's people that buy like season tickets to theater.
Oh, it's the
theater
parade,
stuff.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
I went the first year
They did
too.
not
so
know what they
go
were
on.
I had no idea. So they just go to every show that happens because they
Sure.
have season tickets, and they're mostly older, like very buttoned up white people. And getting to watch them leave after the first act
Yeah.
was just so fun.
It was my brother and my friend Brian. We went and we were in tears because I mean, you talk about pearl clutching. You go into intermission with a guy going, "There's maggots in my scrotum," and then there's curtain drop. And I mean, there's people who are so confused and scared, like they don't understand what they've just seen.
There's a whole song called "F God and Die."
Yeah.
So it's like
It's also
very
Timbo Ingoai.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, "What does that mean?" And they're all singing it. And he's like, "It means F you, God." And then they just keep singing. He's like, "Oh my God, I said it like 6 times."
because the Africans in the village, like their lives are so terrible
Right.
that this
Yeah.
is their motto or whatever. And so they get these Mormons to sing it, and I mean, you could just see people just
Yeah. And there's
coming out of their skin.
There's this woman who sings this beautiful song, Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and it's about her dreams of what a paradise would be. Yeah. And it's like all the relief rice you can eat. It's the most offensive song. And it's so brilliantly done. And like what I love about the Book of Mormon though is like while you think it would like just decimate and poke fun at Mormons, it really doesn't. Like there's this idea.
There's so much heart to the
so much heart and
yeah.
like the idea that there's so much like there really is God in the play and like there's so much love in it by the end of it. But if you don't stay until the end, you're never gonna grasp like what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's like if you just left it halfway in, you just think it's the most evil thing you've ever watched on a stage.
Well, and my buddy saw it on Broadway, and like you, Angela, he saw it like in the first year it came out, and he went and saw it I think like 3 times that first year. He goes, because we would buy lousy seats, and by intermission we had great seats. He goes, we had these seats way in the back. By intermission, he goes, we're in the 3rd row center. He goes, this is fantastic.
It's such a brilliant play. Like it really is.
So well done.
The guy who did Avenue Q did it, and that was another one I saw.
I saw that in Vegas. That lasted for a minute.
Oh yeah, they'll pull it quick.
It was because no one knew what to expect because it's Vegas, and Vegas it's a niche market. You've got a bunch of Midwestern people that come out there, and all of a sudden here's these Sesame Street looking characters on stage,
and their songs are like everybody's a little bit racist.
Sometime, yes, exactly. And so people just had no idea what to expect.
Yeah,
and the soundtrack kills me.
It's great, yeah, and that was the 3rd writer of Book of Mormon with Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's still the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I didn't know that the Avenue Q guy was. Oh, he was the 3rd writer.
He was the 3rd writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd love for them to keep making theater because their minds just work so well for it, which is so odd.
It did. It worked so, and the way that they worked with him was so perfect because he knew how to structure that. And I have the script because I've always wanted to do a play. Like we've had a few ideas and. The way that it's put together is just masterful, and I think that's their first attempt.
Yeah, and even just the composition, like the songs are beautiful, like they're hilarious.
Yeah,
but they're catchy and they'll get stuck in your head, and it's not easy to make a musical.
No, and the song she sings about Salt Lake City,
beautiful.
It's a beautiful song, but like the lyrics are
Salt Lake City.
And then there's General Butt fucking Naked instead of General Butt Naked, who was the real guy who was an actual, general warlord. But yeah, so in the show, his name is General Butt fucking Naked.
I would love to be in that show.
I would too.
The set of balls on them,
yeah,
and to put it together the way they did is just fantastic.
But yeah, and it works so well. That's why I think so many people didn't go against it.
Yeah.
It's just because it really is functional, like as an entire piece.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it, honestly, if it comes to your area, even if it's the touring one, check it out. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen presented.
Yeah, if you like this show, you'll like it.
Yeah, you will like it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And speaking of which, we're not too far from Denton. Denton police arrested a 33-year-old man who allegedly bit a woman while stealing sex toys from an adult store on Monday, according to a police report. The employee said the man came in asking about a job application, but she caught him trying to steal 2 sex toys. The employee called 911 and explained that when she tried to take the toys from the man, he bit her.
You don't get the employee discount until you're hired.
Can you imagine, though? Can I get a job application? And the second she turns around, you're just stuffing dicks in your shirt.
And then when she tries to reach in to grab them, you're like,
yeah, you're like, yeah. She gets a call 2 days later, like, did I get the job?
Actually, you were the best applicant we had.
Yeah,
so.
you actually do. Yeah,
the manager.
We need you to wear a gag ball while you're here, though. We don't need any more biting incidents.
Not a problem.
Can you be here in an hour and be the manager? And can you take our 2 new employees out on the lake?
You're the only one who doesn't have a felony charge.
Yes. Yeah.
Yet.
Everybody else was here, had to introduce themselves to every store before walking into this one. You're the only one that wasn't dressed like a Cub Scout.
I just like how they like that, because now like employees won't do anything. If someone's stealing something from a store, they're like, you know what? Yeah, take it, whatever. I'll call the cops. Let them figure it out. That takes a set to go ahead and try to,
I was drunk.
Wrestle somebody over a dildo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I've been there. But I was at a head shop in 1999, hammered drunk.
Okay.
I was with a friend of mine, and we asked for a pipe, and I reach over, and I grab the largest glass graphics bong that they have. So it's got this giant clown on the end, and it's like 3 feet. And I just stick it into my jacket like nobody's going to notice.
Like
so it was on
Jackass.
the it was on the counter.
It's like behind the counter.
So you asked the guy for something so you could distract him.
Yeah, so my buddy goes over here, but he didn't know I was he actually wanted to buy a pipe. I was just drunk and decided I was going to steal the big $300 glass bong. So I reach over and I grab the glass bong.
You are a discreet Dave Landau.
Yeah, and then I put it in my jacket, and I'm just standing there like this. And the guy's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm good. I don't buy nothing. So I get stopped by.
Was it the guy at Animal House, like packing all the meat into his sweater and walking out? Hey,
we used to do that too.
I'm sure.
But, so now I get stopped by security, and I get
being
brought.
security at a head shop.
Oh,
too.
they did. Yeah, they had this like mall security because it was like in this building that had like it was all
strip
like
mall?
gold chain stores and stuff. And then this place.
Uh-huh.
So now I got to go talk to the owner, and he's sitting back there, and I don't know what I said to him. But I just remember I broke his spirit. Like I'm hammered drunk. I'm with my friend. And he's like, I can't believe you would steal from me. And I'm like, you sell drug paraphernalia. I'm like, you think you're better than me? I'm drunk because people like you encourage this stuff. I'm a kid. I'm coming here to buy papers, which I could have bought. I just went off on this guy for like a good 10 minutes. And I just remember his face getting sadder and sadder.
Oh.
And then the cop walking me to my car and telling me that my friend had to drive.
Wow.
Like I broke the dude's spirit with whatever lecture I gave him, drunk off my ass after trying to steal a bong.
I did not see that guy being the one who was in the office. My first go-to picture of the guy who owned the joint was somebody with a pinky ring.
It was.
Some like
No, that's who was behind the desk who I was lecturing. Like he had gold chains, a ring, like slicked back hair, all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's literally the last
guy
guy that I would think that I would want to tee off on.
Oh,
I thought he just.
But you must understand, I'm guessing I had drank a fifth of Captain Morgan's by this time. It was like 3 p.m. And I had been up since 8:15.
That'd be a great scene in a movie, though.
Yeah, and I remember dressing him down. I think it also may have had to do with the fact that my friend with me was connected, and when he saw the name, we were walked out to the car. But I do remember his face just like losing color, and then me being walked out.
It can't feel good to have your fucking rights read to you by a kid.
By a kid.
By a drunk kid.
Dressed down by some drunk.
Who's
How
got
old
a
were you?
clown bong.
How old were you?
16 or 17.
Okay.
And I remember at that point, I had a 6-foot bong that I would keep in my Jeep so you could rip it while I drove.
A 6-foot bong in a Jeep.
Jeep Cherokee.
So you're driving with it. It's like
You would light it in the
How do
front,
you-
and then you sit in the very back of the Jeep Cherokee.
Okay.
So you light it up here, you're all the way in the back, and then you would rip it in the back.
wow.
And then we would light it up front. And then you would just be driving around in what looked like just a cloud.
Spicoli's van.
Yeah, it could have been like 4 feet. I know he had a 6-footer. That one might have been 4 feet, but I drove around with it for a long time. It was a big purple one. And then when I got
Discreet.
pulled,
And you just drove around with it.
yeah, until I got it pulled over, and I couldn't exactly hide it.
Well, I was going to say, with your track record of being pulled over, I'm surprised that it lasted that long.
It lasted a while. We just couldn't have anybody sit bitch in the back for a while because we had to have the bong.
You put a baseball cap on him. Little jacket.
Well, we clam bake it, which I don't know what people call. I've heard other terms for the hot boxing or whatever. We call it clam baking.
Yeah.
And then we would sit in the car filled with the bong smoke for like a good solid hour while we did it.
We used to clam bake the air pocket under a canoe in Lake Bryan.
Oh, then see,
That lake.
Serious.
The lake holds some memories for you.
It does.
I think we should do a field trip to Lake Bryan.
We should.
See, Lake Bryan's the kind of guy that owns the head shop, so when he gets dressed down, he lets you go.
The fact that you dressed down the head shop owner and he just let you walk out the door is beautiful.
Dude, it was something.
Yeah.
You never know how mean you can be until you have a fifth of Morgan's in you. It could have been Yukon Jack before I vomited all over somebody at a... What concert was that? Allman Brothers. I
That would be
projectile
inappropriate.
vomited all over an old.
Did you really? Drinking a fifth of Yukon Jack?
Yeah.
Oof.
I was like, I'm sorry. And then I remember we're going out and like there's two of us that are
You
completely.
sound like a retarded mummy.
Oh yeah. Like, as we're getting brought out, like I was like high drunk, everything. Like they were handing joints. I mean, this was the '90s. Like you just hit one.
At an Allman Brothers show, of course.
Yeah, and like we were getting walked out by people. Like when my one friend was driving, and everybody's walking behind us laughing. They're like, "Who's holding who up?" Because we're all just swaying. Like
This was at the Allman Brothers show?
yeah. Oh, so drunk.
Yeah.
I felt really bad. I definitely ruined that couple's night. They wanted to see the Allman Brothers, but instead, they got a 17-year-old Dave throwing up Yukon Jack on their picnic basket.
Jesus Christ.
I'd love to hear the story from their perspective, too.
Oh, they'd probably-
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
like, we don't like the Allman Brothers. Greg Allman especially. It's a ruined memory.
It's just every time they hear Ramblin' Man, they just go have PTSD.
It's why I will not
shaking.
sit on a hill. I will only buy Pavilion now because of me.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's my own
I've
fault.
seen more than enough instances on the lawn of a theater. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no. When people bring their families, I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I guess
spend the
now
extra
it's
money.
not the same though. People like, you're not gonna get drugs in. I mean,
You do. You can.
yeah, you can still smoke weed. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't really bring in your own like. You could bring in your own stuff.
What, you mean back then?
Yeah, you have a big Hawaiian punch thing filled with Yukon Jack.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, they just didn't check
It
it.
was red Yukon Jack all over them people.
Oh, God. I remember sneaking like little plastic pints.
Oh yeah, in your
Just
pants.
shoving them in your pants and then walking in. No one checked anything.
No, if you were young, they'd be like, "All right, go ahead,"
Mm-hmm.
because they'd be like, "You can bring your own drinks in." But if you couldn't sneak in alcohol,
Yeah.
they wouldn't like test your Hawaiian punch.
No. But we'd sneak
9/11, they will.
we'd sneak in alcohol. We'd sneak in alcohol and we had like we would get the absolute shittiest because you're a kid.
You're young.
And a guy that we knew in high school, the only reason we hung out with him was because his parents owned a liquor store.
Yeah, of course.
And we'd go there and he would hook us up. And we get the shittiest Mohawk vodka
Oh yeah.
and brandy.
Yeah, anything that
It was
comes in a plastic.
Yes. It's like whatever you could get your hands on. We didn't care. It wasn't like, we weren't going to be snooty. Like, oh, thanks, cool.
You're not drinking it for the taste when you're 20.
No, exactly.
No,
But
but
just
drinking it for fun.
exactly. Like a $3 pint of vodka was just, ugh.
Us girls, we used to like cut a hole in the lining of our purses, like
Yeah.
a small little hole, and then you can just slip it in between the lining of the bag and the bag itself. And so when they go to check your bag, they can't
Yeah.
find it.
That's how we get guns in now.
That's also how I carry my gun.
Well, this went sideways. All right.
You gotta keep it on you.
Come on, what are you gonna do? Leave it in the car?
That's irresponsible.
Yeah. What if you want to kill everyone?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like if somebody throws up Yukon Jack on you.
Yeah, I'm really glad you, dude. I didn't get drunk at the Nugent concert.
Oof.
God.
Ted Nugent, that was amazing. Like I was familiar with the Motor City Madman, of course, but I had never seen him. And our friend's dad gave us tickets.
Okay.
We just went high, so we show up, and it's just video of him killing animals with a bow and arrow
Yeah.
for a good 45 minutes. Is essentially his opener. Then he rides out on a live buffalo. Jumps off, slides across the stage, and plays Cat Scratch Fever wearing leather pants. And we were all like, well, we've seen enough. And then we just, I'm like, you're not going to top that.
Yeah, there's nothing you can. How are we gonna go up from here?
Yeah, you just like, so we left.
That's like Skinner opening with Freebird.
That's what I mean. It was
Like,
the greatest thing
all
I've
right.
ever seen. We're like, I guess we can just go now.
That's the closer.
Because he started the second song, and we're like, you're going to go under that now. Like, he's
can
like,
you
all right,
possibly
everybody,
do?"
it's good to be in Detroit. It's journey to the center of your mind now. And you're like, you can't reverse this.
Yeah, if you're high watching 45 minutes of Nugent kill animals, and then he rides in on a buffalo.
Yeah. And then plays Cat
Plays Cat
Scratch
Scratch
Fever.
Fever.
You're not going into yeah. It was the most amazing thing I probably top 5 things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like My Kid Born is probably number 2 to Nugent riding out on a live buffalo. sliding across the stage and playing Cat Scratch Fever on a red flying V.
I can't wait until your son hears that.
Kids are born every day.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
My kid will go. I get it. Find the video. I'm sure you can look it up online. There's so many videos of him. It's amazing. And I mean, the audience, the crowd, what I love about going to concerts of people from the 70s or 80s is everybody in the crowd is wearing exactly what they wore when that guy was popular.
Yes.
And what they were wearing at that age. So it's everybody in the clothing of that era.
Yeah.
So
I saw Alice Cooper on Saturday.
Yeah.
Cherokee, North Carolina. He's playing in the theater next to, or in the same casino as where we had the comedy club at. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea that he was even there. And I come rolling up, and they're like, "Yeah, I got Alice Cooper on Saturday." I'm like, "Whoa!"
It's amazing,
like, phenomenal. He just turned like 77, I think, yesterday,
and he sings like he's 17.
Sounds fantastic. Killer musicians. I mean, just unbelievable. I think Gilby Clarke was sitting in for his guitar player, and Gilby was with Guns N' Roses and a ton of other people. I mean, just fantastic. But you're 100% right. People in the show. I mean, I'm 58. I was by far the little kid that was brought to the concert.
Yeah. Well, because everybody there is dressed like Alice Cooper.
Yes.
And you're like, so you guys were the gothy, spooky kids in 1978?
I know, right? It was great. And there was one, Alice Cooper. Have you seen him before?
No, not live.
I haven't seen. No. He brings out a guillotine. This is his shtick.
Okay.
Towards the end of the show.
Amazing.
And he lays down, puts his head in there, and they chop his head off. Well, they chopped his head off. The guillotine comes down. And I'm aware of the gimmick. I've seen it on video before. I haven't seen it live.
So you're saying it's not real?
I don't want to ruin everybody's Christmas.
Okay.
But Alice does not lose his head.
All right, go on.
So the guillotine comes down, and we hear this shriek in the front. There's this lady goes, ah! And we heard it over the music. So we were like standing on the side because we kind of got in with the manager of the comedy club. So we're standing maybe 4 or 5 rows in, and you just hear this shriek.
That's amazing.
And then literally 10 minutes later, the paramedics are coming in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So this woman who probably used slot points and didn't know what she was in
know what she was getting into. Passed out. And here come the paramedics. I'm like, Alice Cooper gets his head cut off. And and grandma shrieks.
That's
great. Takes it. And the medics are coming in there. So now I'm just fixated on the paramedics trying to take care of this old lady.
Hysterical.
While he's singing School's Out. I'm like, this is fantastic.
She thinks he's reincarnated. How does he back up there? Oh my God. Can you imagine what she was taking that was mixing with her medicine?
Yukon Jack.
Just telling me. I went to the show and he cut his own head off. I had a heart attack.
How does he still keep touring if he does that?
He dies every night. What a stupid bitch. I hope she's dead.
Her shrieking, and like I said, we're watching the show, and it all of a sudden, we're like, my buddy who was with me, he goes, did some lady scream? I go, yeah.
Well, that lady needs to realize it's not the end of the world. But this is...
Oh.
Ow!
Developers in Ohio are trying to turn a daycare into a dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they should name their store?
I'm going to go with Goo Goo Ganja.
I like that. Angela?
THC Anthony's.
That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Say Huggies and Druggies.
How about joint custody?
Oh, I like that.
Gateway hugs.
Ooh. I'm going to say, oh my God, I think I left my child in a hot car.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back.
We will.
Tomorrow. Same time. Same place. All up in your face.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Lake Bryan.